Welcome to Fall Chiropractic. By now you've seen the online chiropractic wellness class. However, we want to emphasize a few very important elements in this video. Then we will conduct the exam, thermoscan, and any necessary adjustment following your agreement to subluxation-based chiropractic care. First of all, chiropractic is very unique. It is separate and distinct from medicine, nutrition, massage, physical therapy, acupuncture, or even exercise. We do not treat pain or symptoms. You see, there is no switch on your body that can turn symptoms off. Chiropractic is not designed to instantly make you feel better. Rather, it is made to instantly change how you begin to heal from the inside out. If we don't magically cure pain, why so many good reviews and testimonials on our Facebook page? To understand why people are getting so many far-ranging effects of an adjustment, we have to understand what it is that controls the body. You know already it's the brain, and that is the coordinating organ of the body. Even when sleeping, the brain could power a 25-watt light bulb. It can store about 2.5 million gigabytes of information and send signals as fast as 270 miles per hour. The brain contains 100 billion neurons, about the same number of stars in the Milky Way galaxy. When the 24 vertebral bones are aligned, the brain pours all those health and healing messages down into a hole in the floor of the skull, through the brainstem, and eventually down the spinal cord. We picture this healthy vertebral alignment and connected nervous system as a safety pin connected in a circuit. Whether sleeping or awake, the brain is controlling and organizing every cell, organ, and tissue, and it coordinates the balance of body chemistry through triggering the release of hormones. When fully connected through a healthy spine, the body is an amazing self-healing organism. Think of every bump, scrape, cut, bruise, broken bone your inner physician has repaired on its own. Think of every bug, flu, cough, or cold that your body has eventually fought off. We never cease to be amazed with what the innate intelligence, the inborn wisdom of your body can repair or heal. Well, what would happen if you cut a nerve, say the cardiopulmonary nerve to the heart? The heart would stop immediately and you would die. Even if there is a small pressure on a nerve, it still can affect health. If any one of the 24 movable vertebral bones are slightly misaligned or subluxated, this can press on the fragile brainstem, spinal cord, and delicate spinal nerves. This interferes with communication between the brain and body cells. We represent this subluxation with the disconnected safety pin. What causes subluxations? Stress. The three types of stress that cause subluxations are physical, chemical, and mental stress. The first and easiest to understand is the daily physical wear and tear to the body, causing spinal bones directly to lose their normal motion and position. It starts with the birth process. Even modern birth techniques can be traumatic to a little spine. A car accident, stubbing your toe, repetitive motions, improper lifting, long periods of working up, above, over your head can all be enough stress to cause a subluxation. The industrialized revolution started specialization of labor and compounded this problem by limiting the variety of movement that keeps our body balanced. Humans became cogs in an industrial machine doing the same thing hour after hour. Our attempt to make machines out of humans has failed. One step worse now, we have the information age. Now we spend hour after hour sitting at computers, stooping over cell phones, and craning around iPads. This has become the spine's worst nightmare. Sitting is referred by many experts as the new smoking, and it's having disastrous consequences on our health, beginning with a simple subluxation. The second stressor is a chemical stress, very common indeed today. The average American takes over 4 medications. The average American woman uses 12 products a day containing 168 different chemicals. Food labs use an average 2,000 chemicals to produce 500 so-called natural flavors. Tests find over 200 chemicals in newborn umbilical cords alone. The tissue most susceptible to toxicity damage is neural tissue. With the toxic brain and nervous system, the hundreds of muscles around the spine no longer are coordinated by the nerves that should be properly keeping your natural alignment. This is another reason why modern Americans subluxate at a faster rate than ever. The third stressor is mental stress. Financial pressures, the demands of the workplace, hectic schedules, all of these can contribute to increasing our stress levels. Muscle tension is the most obvious result of stress, and during times of stress and anxiety, your muscles contract. Normally, this is an advantage when faced with a physical threat. But when you're stressed for an extended period of time, your muscles never leave the contraction phase. Eventually, this unbalanced muscle tension can tug the vertebral bones out of place, resulting in a subluxation or spinal blockage. Would you say you ever experience a week without one of these three stresses? Even a day without a single stressor? In modern life, probably not. The second word in the definition of a subluxation is usually silent. When looking at the nervous system in imaginary cross-section, it's composed of mostly motor nerves, autonomic nerves to the organs, and a small portion are sensory nerves. Notice that pain, an even smaller fraction of the sensory portion of nerves, is only 1/72 of an entire nerve. Therefore, 9/10 or more of a nerve can be blocked off by a subluxation, and you may not have any pain or symptoms. Meanwhile, it can be affecting the immune function, allergies, and energy, sleep, hormone balance, breathing, heart, and so on. I think you already know that you can feel good and have a hidden major health crisis. For example, heart disease, cancer, even tooth cavity can be hidden for years, meanwhile making disastrous consequences for health. The opposite is also true. You can have pain and not have a subluxation. So here's a pop quiz. If you can't tell just by how you feel, who does your chiropractor go to know if he's subluxated? Well, another chiropractor, of course. That is one of the reasons why it's necessary to have your spine checked regularly. Whether you feel it or not, when a subluxation or spinal blockage occurs, the body and brain become abnormal and malfunction or disorder occurs. If you throw off a light switch and it deprived a plant of photosynthesis, for instance, the plant cells suffer, weaken, and die. You yourself may not die today or tomorrow from a subluxation, but the cells of your body cease to thrive without proper nerve supply. This damage can accumulate, becoming a major contributor to much of our bodily deterioration. Subluxations effectively turn off your power. They rob your body of metabolism to heal and energy to move and function. Do not let your body go too long without turning back on the lights. How does a chiropractor know if you're subluxated? We will shortly find out using the following: a range of motion, postural assessment, palpation of muscle tension, alignment and segmental motion, and finally, spinal thermal imaging. We'll explain the spinal scan more at your second visit. By now, you've already watched the online Fall Chiropractic Wellness class. If you have not, watch it tonight. We cover very critical information on chiropractic care for children, among other topics. Also, once you've watched the class and filled out your quiz, you are ready for access to membership discounts. Most of our practice members choose to take advantage of our memberships. You can find more information in the Plans and Pricing tab on our website, and note the 37 to 65% discount that you receive on regular spinal checks in our membership. What is it like to be adjusted? If your spine has been neglected for some time, you may be more likely to notice a few interesting responses. First, you may notice changes in sight or hearing. Our gentle specific adjustment opens a cascade of neural signals back to the feedback-starved brain, slightly altering your state of consciousness. Among other things, this balances overactive fight or flight responses, which allow you to go into a rest and recovery mode. So your pupils may dilate briefly, seemingly brightening the room. Also, you may notice hearing brighten because of the same mechanism. Some noticed a burst of energy. Nerves work on electrical energy after all. Last, you may notice you need a little extra sleep tonight because of the body turning down that fight or flight mechanism. All these reactions are normal. We thank you for your valuable time. All our practice members have one thing in common. They aspire to a higher health potential than average. When better connected with ourselves, we better connect with others. We are after something more than just better health. We want better fathers, mothers, citizens, and students. It's an honor and privilege we do not take lightly playing our part in enhancing your human performance. We will be with you shortly.